And everyone, lightingesl.com. Today we're talking about part 7. Part 7 of Public Speaking 101. Part 7 is a multitude of things. Let's talk about certain things we have to understand. First of all, repetition of key points. Why do we do it over and over? Certain parts of your speech are very important versus others. Some as top priority, some as second priority, third priority, and so on. Just like making a paragraph for a story. There's a topic sentence, gets you interested. All right? Within that paragraph, for example, written work, we talk about this. So, for example, that's why we use repetition of key points, because some listeners had no opportunity to hear this, understand that. So we go over and over again several times certain key points of your speech, certain important points, so that repetition comes through so the audience understands why we're repeating things. Now, with that, we have to think about serious blunders of speeches. Serious blunders, what does that mean? Obviously being dull, being boring, going through the motions of a speech. People fall asleep. Their eyes might be open, but they're falling asleep like this inside because you're boring. You're not repeating your main points. You're going all over the board. You're going to talk about this, talk about that. You've lost track of what you're talking about. So people can't understand, what are we talking about this for? Isn't our main focus about this or this? That's what it means. Or you're bearing a certain point in your speech. People forgot about it because you neglected to take time to practice what you're talking about. Remember, a speech is a systematic, step-by-step process. Not just this, just like that, all over the board. People like logical sequence of events, even when it comes to points of your speech. So try not to be distracted by this or that. Focus and focus and focus of what you're talking about. All right? Now, when we're talking about different cultures, all right, certain cultures react to different things. We talked earlier about audience analysis. All right? We're looking for feedback. If the audience's attention is there, they will maneuver around in their seats, not just fall asleep looking at you and staring at you. They'll try to lean forward in a sense. In other words, they're getting attention of you because they like what you're saying and like what you're talking about. They're being persuaded. They like the information. Or your demonstration is coming through. That's what it means, all right? If something goes wrong, accept blame. That's right. Visual aid doesn't work. It's okay. Speech goes on. You have to adapt. Things happen. Technology is not perfect. No, it's not. Visual aids, sometimes I had students many times doing a visual aids, let's say a PowerPoint presentation. We had of sound, nothing on the screen. Or we had lots of sound, and all sometimes yes, sometimes no. We had visuals. Or we had visuals and no sound. Things happen. You have to have a backup plan. Things happen. So accept blame. It's your fault. It didn't work. You didn't rehearse the actual equipment. Things happen. The speech goes on. You don't stop. All right? Now, in any type of speech, obviously, if you have time, prepare. Prepare, prepare, prepare. The famous practice makes perfect seem is true. If you can, if you have time, prepare. All right? Get set before your speech actually works. Does your technology work? Does the microphone work? Are you ready to go? Are you relaxed? Are you talking in conversational tones? All right? That's what it means by getting set. All right? If you have to refer to your notes, go for it. That's fine. You're only human. Don't expect you to memorize every single word of a speech. In a conversation, talk like I'm talking to you now. In conversation. There's no script. You're human. Talk like you're a human, not a robot. All right? Now, if you have to use cards of some kind, like 3x5 little cards, use it. They're like this big and about that wide, 3x5. But don't put sentences on it. Just put ideas on those cards. One idea equals 3 sentences. You see what I mean? You can go one to the other with Cardex if you want to use cards. You don't have to. Whatever you're comfortable with, use it. All right? Now, obviously, good posture, good tone of voice, understand the size of your audience, have a good microphone, test your microphone before you start. These are all basic things before you open your mouth. All right? Don't play with pencils and pens. Don't play with your watch, your hair, earrings, and so on. All right? You're fidgeting. It's showing nervousness. People notice. People see this. What's wrong with this person? Why isn't he relaxed talking to us? Should be just like talking to a friend. Very relaxed, very composed. All right? Now, obviously you have to dress a certain way. You're talking to certain people in the audience. Again, this is audience analysis. That's what it means. So again, polishing up your delivery properly, how do we do that? Make sure your visual aids are there, but don't overuse your visual aids. People get tired of PowerPoint. or this, this, this. They get tired of it. Showing graphs on a big, huge screen. You might look at nice graphs. What does it mean? Too many things, it gets boring. People lose interest. They will show you. They will shuffle in the street, trying to get organized in a sense. Why am I listening to the speech? It goes on and on and on. No direction, no plan, no sequence. All right? Talk to your audience. That's right. To the audience. Not down to them, to them. Big difference. Big difference. All right? Avoid holding visuals for a long time. Only use visuals when necessary. Again, you have to time your speech. Is it 10 minutes? Is it 2 minutes per visual aid? This is all about practicing ahead, thinking ahead. Certain visual aids people want to see longer than others for a reason. They're interested. It's forming questions. You can see in their face they want a question to ask. So if you have to stop, let them question you during a visual aid, why not? That shows they're interested. Versus they don't say a word. You go through the motions. Nobody says nothing. Did they hear you? Did they really listen to you? Were they bored out of their skull? What is it? All right? Speak with enthusiasm. You're really interested in giving your speech to them, understanding their opinion and understanding how your opinion could help their opinion about something. That's what it means, all right? Don't look at the floor. Don't look at the ceiling. Don't look at the window. Your audience is in front of you. Every move you make, every posture you make, they are listening. They are watching. They are analyzing. Just like you're analyzing your audience ahead of time, they're analyzing you. You have all these eyes staring at you like this, staring at you. That's right. You're under the microscope. You're on stage. Just like the expression, life is a stage. You're on stage constantly, all right? This is what it means by different types of oral presentation when it comes to speech delivery, all right? The idea is be prepared, be ready, all right? So again, we talked about speech delivery type of things, dressing, posture, voice control, and so on. Here in lesson number 7, Public Speaking 101 by lightingesl.com. For further information or contact at lighting@rogers.com. Thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.